Hello, Elevenses watchers, and thanks so much for tuning in. We're at our final episode of the year where we've taken you through all things Google Ads, Google Analytics, export, and consumer behavior. My name is Shane. I work on our UK agency team.
And my name is Ramona, and I work as well in the UK agency team.
Folks, we're amongst the busiest retail period of the year where we have two big days amongst us, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. However, we know it's not just those 2 days, with sales kicking off as early as 22nd of November. Ramona, have you bought anything during this time?
Not really. I'm gonna wait for the Black Friday, I think.
I'm the same. I'm looking for some consumer electronics. I'm looking for some of those big sales. However, for us, we don't necessarily want to talk about Black Friday because we're really confident that you guys are set up in the best way possible to maximize throughout this 7 to 14 day period. What we want to share with you is how you can be most successful right till the end of the year throughout December to maximize your sales. So, Ramona, can you share with us the consumer trends that you've seen and the advertisers trends that you've seen that we can share with the audience?
Shane, with great pleasure. But first of all, I have a gold question for you and for the audience. Which is the biggest sales period for retail?
I'd imagine it's Black Friday. Everyone's online at that time.
Well, to be honest, I'm really happy that we are on the same page. And I hope we all agree that Q4 and December particularly plays a significant role on retail annual sales. Hence, today's session is going to support you to take the best out of the December month. Just keep in mind, before going further, that though we focus on December in this session, peak is not a week. Indeed, as we can notice, the opportunity for retailers to capture the demand is not concentrated only during 1 week, but it is spreading across several weeks and months. And we can see this in the amount of Christmas queries we have recorded in the last couple of years. If we look at the last year, the 100 million Christmas-related searches drove huge volumes, and this happened in a political uncertain environment like the one we faced last year with Brexit, and we are still facing today. The recorded year-on-year growth rate of Christmas queries was plus 7%, which can be surprising for most of you, but actually it's not. Brexit surely influenced consumers on postponing long-term investments or travels, but this shifted actually consumers' expenditure towards short-term purchases, and this is relevant nowadays more than ever. This year is even more unique than the previous one, when advertisers had more time to capture demand before Black Friday and Boxing Day, while this year everything is condensed to only 3 weeks. Hence, the time for us to take advantage of this consumer demand is even shorter. Shorter the time, higher the competition, especially when we have economic and political uncertainties. But there are some good news as well. Thankfully, the consumers are reacting with a softer approach and with a worry about it later mentality. Based on Mintel data, 21% of shoppers, number which is rising to 35% if you consider the age range between 16 years old and 34 years old people, agreed it is better to have a good Christmas and worry about the cost later. Are you one of those people, Shane?
I am indeed, Ramona. I am.
Me? I definitely am. I am one of those. Therefore, it's essential for us to take out the most from this period and consider Christmas time frame with a long-term perspective. Why? Because if we look to the data, we can see how almost half of our consumers can be new consumers, and if we are good enough to engage and retain them, we can increase the number of purchases and the lifetime value of our customers. How can we engage with these new consumers? Of course, all the activities at the low funnel stage are helpful to capture spontaneous demand, but do not forget the mid-upper funnel activities, which means all branding activities on channels like YouTube, where more than 90% of shoppers say that they discover new products and brands, and 40% say they have purchases products discovered on YouTube. People are searching more than before, and video is playing a more relevant role in the purchase process of a user. Might all this be influenced by the proportion of millennials among consumers, which is rising year after year? Well, millennials' income is growing, and they are even more engaged than the previous generations with digital and videos. Actually, the data shows us how 40% of millennial shoppers watch online video to help with Christmas shopping, while 29% of shoppers watched a video related to the Christmas shopping last year. So, considering this, Shane, have you any insights on when the consumers actually buy?
I do indeed, Ramona. As we learned, it's a shorter peak season this year. Considering last year's purchasing behaviour, for those of you that are organised, you may be surprised, but 50% of us will still be in market for gifts and Christmas shopping in the first week of December. And considering this year, the bulk of purchasing will be completed in early to mid December. And this shopping behaviour flows through to users' activity online. We saw search query growth sustain from Black Friday through to late December with another peak on Boxing Day, which had an 8% year-over-year search growth. So in order to capture this, we need to maintain this additional activity right through till the end of the year. If we look at this 8% year-over-year growth on Boxing Day, it spanned across nearly all our categories. So this truly is an opportunity for all types of retailers, as consumers will move back into self-gifting state of mind 24 hours after they were giving that present to their loved ones on Christmas Day. The reason why we're beating the drum here is that while users showed their intent on search, many advertisers missed a beat, particularly on Boxing Day, whereas for Black Friday, we saw advertisers being really successful and they seized the opportunity, and that's why we see where query and clicks actually met in that graph. Now, we've given you an awful lot of different insights here. However, the power is in your hands and we want you to grasp it. So what I'd suggest is that you refer back to episode 85 of Elevenses, where Rachel and Catherine took you through to how to understand your category and consumer trends. And I think this will be particularly important if Q4 isn't actually your peak. So now we get to the planning stage. How many of you have been in this position, applying budgets based on a hunch or based on previous year's investments or trends and not really being confident in what you've set up? This happens to a lot of us, and we don't want you to be in this position. Instead, we want you to be nimble and agile and to know how to maximize your sales with a given budget, a given CPA, or a ROAS target. So hopefully this sounds exciting to you and possibly even a game changer. The tool is called Performance Planner. It was recently launched. Ramona, can you tell us how the audience can use it?
Sure thing, Shane. Performance Planner allows you to forecast, simulate, and validate the plan which best works for your needs. Our engineers have worked to deliver you a high-performing tool which is able to consider, when forecasting, the 7 billion searches which happens every week, and by using the most recent data, as we actually use data up to the previous day. The simulations are based on the campaign's last 7 days campaign settings and history, and we then leverage machine learning to fine-tune our forecast and deliver to you the most accurate plan with valid recommendations based on plus 10K campaign samples across 1, 7, 30, and 90 days periods. How can you access this amazing tool and possible scenarios in just a couple of seconds? Well, it's very easy. You can access it directly through your Google Ads account by going into Tools and Settings and then choosing Performance Planner. Click the plus button to create a new plan, and then select the campaigns you would like to include into your plan. Then choose the time frame you would like to focus on. Once you have done all of this, you get to the most important thing. Choose the key metric for your spend forecast. Key metrics can be clicks, conversions, or conversion value. Once you have chosen campaigns, time frame, and key metrics, we are ready to go and build our scenarios by understanding the best bids and budgets for our campaigns to drive incremental conversions. Let's learn now how to do it. How a forecast is going to look like at a glance? Well, the green dot is forecast with no changes, while the blue dot represents your forecasted performance using your plan settings. Performance Planner will reallocate spend across different campaigns at no additional budget. The Improve Plan feature you find on your top right will show you how by reallocating bids and performance across campaigns can drive you more conversions for the same spend. Hence, will allow you to optimize for incremental conversions while maintaining your key target metric. The table that appears under the forecast graph shows statistics broken down by individual campaigns. Each row shows a forecast for the relevant campaign spend, conversion, and average CPA. If you hover over the div spend, which is the difference between your planned and existing spend, you will see the planned budget or the bid adjustment for that specific campaign. Let's explore better how we can optimize a campaign.
Thanks, Ramona. Performance Planner is a fantastic tool for exploring growth opportunities at a full plan level, which Ramona explained, or at an individual campaign level within your plan, which I'll take you through. You can easily do this by adjusting the parameters for a specific campaign by adding additional keywords to grow your reach and coverage of your category, or by tweaking your budget or even your CPC. From here, you can compare and evaluate your plan, benchmarking it against current campaign settings and previous year settings. This is a great way to weigh up your decision and to highlight the opportunity you have at a click of a button. Where things get most effective is when you have a specific goal, i.e. a CPA target or a ROAS target. If you add it into the highlighted box, Performance Planner will move it around your potential spend to show how you can maximize sales while maintaining this target. In this example, the advertiser found a way of gaining 1,500 incremental sales in less than 5 minutes. As we are in peak and conversion rates are high and volumes are high, we suggest being flexible with this target so as to maximize your sales potential. Now, as I said, this can be done in less than 5 minutes. But remember, nothing will be actioned until you save your plan and upload it to Google Ads Editor. Another option is to take these learnings and manually apply them to your campaigns and ad groups. On your Performance Planner journey, you'll be able to increase conversions based on your current setup. However, given the seasonal opportunity ahead, it is our strong suggestion to focus on growth and focus on acquisition to grow your business with Google Ads and to adjust your CPA and your ROAS to a stage where profits are strong and your sales potential is high. The million-dollar question then is, how often should I actually use this tool? Well, we've seen advertisers being most effective when they use it on a monthly basis. Why? To capture seasonal opportunities, to stay ahead of competition as Performance Planner looks at current auction dynamics, and then finally, for growing your business online towards your goals.
Finally, the main key takeaways we like to bring home are the following ones. First of all, peak is not a week. Stay switched on through December to leverage strong consumer demand. Use Christmas as an opportunity to acquire new consumers and increase your client base in the long term. Use Performance Planner to get incremental conversions at the same budget. Thank you very much for being with us. We wish you the best of luck, and you have now all the tools to take out the best of December and of the following months.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.